What if everything you thought you understood about abuse only scratched the surface? I'm Cindy Ann Pedersen. I grew up in the US and Norway, and I've spent my life moving between two worlds. But no place really felt like home for over 20 years, and nowhere is safe anymore, because the danger I faced was never about where I lived, it was who I lived with. I write and create music about the kind of abuse that leaves no bruises, but destroys from the inside out. It's often mistaken for emotional abuse. But emotional abuse is just a small part of something far more calculated. When I say pathological abuse, I'm using it as an umbrella term. It describes a system of manipulation rooted in deep personality traits, especially the kind that's linked to narcissistic and antisocial disorders. I use words like narcissist, sociopath, and psychopath to make these patterns easier to recognize. And while those aren't clinical labels on their own, the behavior I describe would absolutely meet diagnostic criteria if formally assessed. I use simplified language because you don't need a psychology degree to understand the harm or to know the truth of what you lived. Before I met my ex-husband, I was stalked. I was literally being preyed upon. He hunted me for over a year, gathered intel on me before making his move. And just 3 weeks after introducing himself, we were living together. He took gaslighting to another level, a clinically diagnosed cocktail of narcissism, Machiavellianism, sadism, and psychopathy. Mental domination doesn't even begin to cover it. What I lived through was perspecticide and percepticide. The erasure of my ability to trust what I saw, what I knew, what I believed, and who I was. I've had nearly 70 vocal surgeries. He nearly silenced me for good, but I'm still here. I will not hide, even though he still stalks me. I will not be silenced, even though he shattered my voice. That's why I created survivor music, for the unseen, the unknown, and the unacknowledged. The marginalized survivors are the most sinister and complex form of abuse there is. I'm Cindy Ann Pedersen, and you are listening to Survivor Music.
Trapped in his game, no place to hide. Dual jade, I'm locked inside.
What if every time you try to explain yourself, you walked right into a trap? Pathological abusers, narcissists, sociopaths, and psychopaths use DARVO, deny, attack, and reverse victim and offender. Then they bait you into jading yourself, justifying, arguing, defending, explaining. But here's where it gets more dangerous. Then they start jading too. They mirror your tone, match your reasoning, and twist the dynamic so completely that you can't tell who's in control. It feels like a conversation. It feels like progress, but it's not. My song, Dual Jade, exposes this disorienting loop, a psychological chess match where victims always are 5 moves behind and never allowed to win. I'm Cindy Ann Pedersen, and this is Survivor Music.
Trapped in his game, no place to hide. Dual jade, I'm locked inside. He says he's justified, cruel words, every lie. In his mind he's never wrong, spinning webs, stringing me along, arguing to break me down, defending his twisted ground. He turns the black into white, explains away the night. He justifies, argues, defends, explains, baiting into playing his game. Dual jade, a wicked trance, pulling me into his twisted dance. Justify, argue, defend, explain, trapped in a cycle, drowning in pain. Dual jade, no place to hide, lost in the dark, trapped inside. Justify, argues, defend, explain, caught in the rhythm, spinning justify my tears, argue back against my fears, defend my right to feel this way, explain why I can't stay. Every word's a shifting storm, breaking me with a brand new norm. He watches me stumble, fall, lost in the echo of it all. He justifies, argues, defends, explains, fading into playing his game. Through jade, a wicked trance, pulling me into his twisted dance. Justify, argue, defend, explain, trapped in a cycle, drowning in pain. Through jade, no place to hide, lost in the dark, trapped inside. Jade cut sharp, my shield won't hold. His weapons strike so cold. Round and round we spin, a battle I'll never win. He provokes, I react, caught in his cruel attack, trying to find peace inside, but his control won't subside. Dual jade, a wicked trance, pulling me into his twisted dance. Justify, argue, defend, explain, trapped in a cycle, drowning in pain. Dual jade, no place to hide, lost in the dark, trapped inside. Trapped in his game, no place to hide. Dual jade, I'm locked inside.
What if the person you married turned you into their cult of one? Narcissism, psychopathy, Machiavellianism, sadism, the Dark Tetrad. These aren't just traits, they're a coordinated operation of control, cruelty, and collapse. And when someone harnesses all of them, the damage is total. My song Married to the Dark Tetrad is written in hindsight, after surviving a marriage what felt like psychological captivity. He didn't just want power, he wanted total annihilation. And while people like him create cults inside relationships, the ones who rise to power create something else, mega cults, or should I say, mega cults. I'm Cindy Ann Pedersen, and this is Survivor Music.
He wore the mask, played the part so well, but behind the charm was my living hell. I walked the aisle, heart full of dreams, but behind that smile, not always as it seemed. He sold me lies, a perfect disguise. Underneath was a darkness I couldn't realize. His love was a weapon, his charm was a lie. I fell into his trap, no tears left to cry. Married to the Dark Tetrad, trapped in his wicked game. Psychopath, narcissist, Machiavellian lit the flame. Sadistic joy tore my soul apart. In the shadow of his cruelty, I lost my heart. Married to the Dark Tetrad, caught in the shadow of what we had. A psychopath's precision, so cold and controlled. He shattered my trust, left me feeling so small. Narcissistic pride, he fed on my pain. Gaslighting my world, driving me insane. He justifies, argues, defends, explains, bait into playing his twisted games. Married to the Dark Tetrad, trapped in his wicked game. Psychopath, narcissist, isolated me, made me doubt my own mind. Machiavellian schemes, cruel by design. When I pushed back, he came twice as hard. Left me in ruins, my soul deeply scarred. Married to the Dark Tetrad, trapped in his wicked game. Psychopath, narcissist, Machiavellian lit the flame. Sadistic joy tore my soul apart. In the shadow of his cruelty, I lost my heart. Now I'm picking up the pieces of a life he tried to claim. Learning to trust again, healing through the pain. But the scars run deep from the man who played the part of a loving husband with a dark tetrad heart.
What if survival meant measuring every word, every breath, every step? Because one wrong move could ignite the storm. Pathological abusers, narcissists, sociopaths, and psychopaths train their victims to live in a state of constant alert. This isn't paranoia, it's adaptation. A trauma-induced strategy to stay safe. My song, Walking on Eggshells, give voice to that invisible terror. When even peace feels like a trap, in relationships and families, and yes, even in entire societies, victims learn to whisper through life so they don't wake the monster. I'm Cindy Ann Pedersen, and this is Survivor Music.
I'm walking on eggshells, stepping so light, in a house on an island, hiding from sight. My mind's in a fog, I'm awake all night, trying to avoid your unpredictable fight. Your words cut deep like a sharpened knife. Each day's a struggle in this painful life. Living in fear of waking Mr. Hyde, longing and hoping for Jekyll to reside. Eggshells beneath my feet, I'm dancing on glass, hoping the moment of peace will last. Every step is measured, every word is weighed, in this twisted game that you've always played. I'm damned if I do, and damned if I don't. You've built this prison, a home you won't. Feigning my agreement, praising you high, hoping to avoid the rage that makes me cry. Your words cut deep like a sharpened knife. Each day's a struggle in this painful life. Living in fear of waking Mr. Hyde, longing and hoping for Jekyll to reside. Eggshells beneath my feet, I'm dancing on glass, hoping the moment of peace will last. Every step is measured, every word is weighed, in this twisted game that you've always played. You pull the strings, a puppeteer of pain. I'm just a pawn in your twisted game. My world is shrinking under your control. You steal my light, you darken my soul. Eggshells beneath my feet, I'm dancing on glass, hoping the moment of peace will last. Every step is measured, every word is weighed, in this twisted game that you've always played. I'm trapped in this nightmare, no end in sight, walking on eggshells in constant fright. But someday I'll break free, find my own way. No more eggshells, just light in my day. You pull the strings, a puppeteer of pain. I'm just a pawn in your twisted game. My world is shrinking under your control. You steal my light, you darken my soul. You pull the strings, a puppeteer of pain. I'm just a pawn in your twisted game.
You've been listening to Survivor Music. with Cindy Ann Pedersen, a joint production with WeResistRadio.com. This SongPod series explores volumes 1 through 3 of Cindy's Survivor Music collection. If you'd like to know more about Cindy Ann Pedersen's work, please go to WeResistRadio.com and click on her featured artist link there.